All right, here with Quinten van Welzen, head of marketing at Zano. Quinten, good to see you, man.
Yeah, good to see you.
Beautiful day outside of Dubai, and beautiful day to be chatting about what you guys are building, because I think it's a bit unique when we talk about privacy in Web3 in the blockchain space. Not always there. People can see how much money you got in your wallet. People can see what you've done with the crypto in your wallet. Talk to me about, I guess, the problem that Zano is trying to address.
Yeah, sure. So Zano's definitely something else than most projects in the blockchain space. So Zano is a privacy by default blockchain that is crypto node based, and we are creating a platform for decentralized applications and confidential assets. So people can build their own apps on Zano and release their own confidential assets, but everything on the Zano blockchain is completely private by default, just like Monero, you could say.
Yeah, the connection to Monero is an interesting one, just kind of given, I guess, the relationship, both in terms of the problem that's being solved by Zano, and also, I guess, the people solving that problem as well.
Yes.
Since the developers...
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Talk to me about that.
Yeah, the lead developer at Zano is Andrei Sabelnikov, which worked together with Nicholas van Zeberhagen, which you could say is the Satoshi Nakamoto of the privacy coins. And he worked together with him to create the CryptoNode protocol. So the CryptoNode protocol is the code base that Monero uses, for example, but also hundreds of other projects. And that is Nicholas van Zeberhagen's work. But Andrei took that work and basically created a working code base of that protocol.
And for Zano, I mean, like, why is that so important to add the programmability, the ability to go beyond just simple payments? Private payments that you may be able to use other blockchains for? I mean, what are you looking to do on top of that?
Well, there's lots of exciting things you can do with token creation. So that's also one of the features that Zano has. It's called confidential assets, or in simple terms, privacy tokens, you could say. And yeah, you can compare it a bit with, for example, tokens on Ethereum or on AVAX or Polygon. But these tokens are completely private by default, just like Zano itself. So that opens a whole new set of use cases that we like to call PriFi instead of DeFi. DeFi is a very exciting world in the blockchain, in my opinion. However, it has a major flaw, and that's that it doesn't have privacy. So with these confidential assets, you can create a whole set of tokens on top of the Zano blockchain. Anyone can do that because they're user creatable tokens. So, for example, you could create shielded versions of BTC or Ethereum on the Zano blockchain and swap them one-to-one. Or you could release privacy stable coins on top of the Zano blockchain. You could do that in all sorts of ways. You could peg it to gold or to DAI, or, well, maybe we'll see all of them. We only have the confidential assets feature live for about 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
So we'll have to
see. very early days.
Yeah, very early. Lots going on, lots of development going on, but still early. Yes.
Yeah, and you guys also have now a new partnership as well, from what I understand, with Bitcoin.com.
Correct. Yes. Yesterday we announced a partnership with Bitcoin.com, which we are very grateful for. We have the public support of Roger Ver, who's also very big on privacy and therefore also on Zano. So we made a partnership with them. For now, we launched a wrapped Zano token on the Ethereum blockchain that is wrappable one-to-one to Zano, so you can swap them back and forth. And we have created a wrapped Zano/USDT pair on the Verstex, which is part of the bigger Bitcoin.com ecosystem. So you can trade it there on their decentralized exchange.
Yeah.
And they will also help us with marketing and promotion of Zano. And the most important thing of this partnership is that Zano itself, the blockchain, native Zano, will get integrated into the Bitcoin.com wallet app.
Yeah.
Which is very big for us because they have over 50 million registered self-custody wallets and over 1 million monthly users. So we hope to get a good portion of attention from that.
Yeah, and only a few projects from what I understand as well, in terms of Avalanche and Polygon being the only other main.
Yes, only the big names that you know. So Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and the ones that you mentioned.
Yeah.
And then Zano will be the sixth blockchain that gets integrated natively to the Bitcoin.com wallet app. And hopefully in the future, although that is not confirmed, you can also hold the confidential assets on the Bitcoin.com wallet app.
Yeah.
but we'll have to see if that's going to happen.
Well, from the use case perspective, I guess, of what you said, we'll use PriFi. I'll play along with the term for PriFi. I mean, is there more demand or more excitement from kind of institutions, retail users? Like, where do you see that, I guess, scaling in terms of privacy?
Well, obviously, privacy is a loaded term in crypto. Also, a lot of governments trying to ban it, although you can't really, because that's the beauty of privacy blockchains. You can ban it, but you actually at the same time can't, because you can track it. So, but yeah, there's a good example, which is called a project that is going to be launched on top of Zano's blockchain called Confidential Layer. And that is a project that is divided in 3 features again, which is called Confidential Wallet, Confidential Bridge, and Confidential Money. And Confidential Money is going to be the first privacy stablecoin on top of Zano.
Yeah.
Confidential Wallet will be a multi-asset wallet that they will create. And then the bridge is also a very exciting part, because it creates interoperability between the Zano blockchain and transparent blockchains like Bitcoin or Ethereum, but also other privacy blockchains such as Vero. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them, but they also have a thing called Spark Assets, which is their version of confidential assets.
Yeah, you mentioned, I think you mentioned the idea of how difficult it is to ban some of these things, but we have seen regulators certainly try to do their best. I think Tornado Cash might be a good example to maybe point to, in terms of just basically adding it to the sanctioned list and trying to go that route. I mean, how do you navigate that when you're offering privacy to users as a blockchain, and how do you look at that risk?
Well, it definitely is a risk, and it is concerning that stuff like that is happening. Very concerning to me, because the Tornado Cash developers did nothing more than create code, and apparently that's illegal. Mm-hmm. They themselves did nothing illegal, although they get punished or prosecuted for the fact that they created code that others can use for illegal activities.
Yeah.
But that's the same as saying that that the government is responsible for all the criminal activity that's going on with cash money, because they provide the cash money, which is a bit of it's strange to me. But the beauty with Zano again is that it's open source code, so the code is there, and what's been created can't be undone.
Yeah.
So it will always exist.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I mean, obviously, jurisdiction from jurisdiction, it's been interesting to see kind of how they've handled the idea of privacy, and not being able to see everything continues to be top of mind, I think, for regulators around the world. When it comes to, I guess, your guys' next steps, like you said, some of these have only been live for a few weeks. So what should people look forward to as we move through 2024?
Lots. We just had the hard fork, which is called the Arcanum hard fork. That happened 3 weeks ago, which introduced world's first proof of stake scheme with hidden amounts. So to explain that shortly, with proof of stake, they could never be as private as proof of work previously, because with proof of stake, you have to reveal the amount that you are staking to the network in order to validate how much your stake is. Now we found a way around it. So you can stake in complete anonymity, so to say. So that is huge for all of blockchain, so to say, because it's a huge development for proof of stake. Maybe other blockchains will start using it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, but I'll have to see if that's gonna happen. And then the confidential assets feature got created. Obviously, got introduced. We have implemented a fee burning system, so all transaction fees are getting burned. The more the Zano ecosystem gets adopted, the more gets burned. So eventually that could even lead to a deflationary supply.
Yeah.
And things on the roadmap are a Zano Trade, which is going to be our own decentralized exchange based on atomic swaps. Our own version of atomic swaps is called ionic swaps, which is like an improvement of atomic swaps.
Mm-hmm.
So people can trade the confidential assets and Zano on there. Other things is the Zano governance system that we have coming. So all of our stakers can vote anonymously, once again, on important matters of the ecosystem. And we are focusing on the adoption part a lot now, because most of the code, we have working products, all of that is in place. Now we want people to adopt it and use it.
Yeah.
So we're focusing heavily on getting Zano integrated on as many wallets, but also getting people to create confidential assets on top of Zano to actually use what we have been creating, because it's a very powerful technology, but now we need people to start using it. So therefore, we're going to introduce the Zano Grants program, which is like, like the name says, a grants program. Developers can apply for a grant if they have a cool idea that they want to launch a decentralized application on Zano. Then they can get a grant to create their decentralized application or their confidential asset on top of Zano. So lots going on.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, obviously a lot to pay attention to as we move forward. But Quinten van Welzen, I appreciate you taking the time, man.
You too, Zack.
Chat with us, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.